Let's take a little walk, you say. A little ocean air would help to clear your head.
But I'm afraid to fall in love.
You don't have to.
It's a love story that begins with being ignored. That would have been Allison ignoring Ian, and Ian the boss, who never really seemed like he cared.
And apparently Ian was like, oh my gosh, who's that girl? Like, what's going on? Like, who is she? And Chris is like, go talk to her. Just go talk to her. And so, like, in Chris's story, quote unquote, he's like, he dance walked over to Allison, did his dance walk, so excited. I didn't even notice that he was talking to me. I totally ignored him. Anyways, he dance walked back to Chris. This is what Ian does.
And Ian assured me that after that complete bombing, that he wouldn't give up.
Chris is like, why don't you offer her a job here? And so he did. So he called me that night. He was like, hey, you want to come in for maybe an interview? So anyways, I worked for them for a couple of months, and he was my boss, and he couldn't ask me out until after.
From the bugs and microscopes of childhood and studies, it was Ian that you didn't notice that you found today.
So what's really funny is, I always thought he was really good looking, but I just never considered him as an option. How, yeah, I always was like, oh, he has a really good smile. He's really tall. I really like him, but I never thought of dating him until he asked me out, and then I was like, whoa, this came out of nowhere, but yeah, I'll go on a date with you. I think I cried.
I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh, me too, I love you.
And the best day.
Today is a day that I have prayed for since I was a little girl. One where I get to marry a hardworking, God-loving, empathetic, generous, and not to forget, tall, dark, and handsome.
It's not lost on me when I look around our world that a love that like the one we have is uncommon. And it's so rare and so fortunate to have found it.
What is so compelling about these two is the trust, respect, love, and patience they have already shown to one another. Despite having opposite upbringings of CU and CSU, they found love in each other, true partners.
I was like, this is the one. He's not letting go of me. It's just really cool. Oh, it should be. Yeah.
She said, excuse me, but really want.
Let's talk about Allison. When I think of Allison, I think of a young, timid, but bright child. I think of a dog whisperer. I think of an entertaining piano player. I think of someone who has a work ethic unlike any I've ever seen. I think of a phenomenal outdoors woman and an audacious adult. Now let's talk about Ian. As a parent, my most fervent prayer was that my daughters would find men, life partners that honored and respected them. Life partners that would carry them, support them, walk beside them. And that is who Allison has found in Ian.
And I just love that Ian. I can't wait for him to come back. More stories and more fun. More trouble and more, what shall I say, getting kicked out of restaurants. That's a true story. I'll have to tell you that.
Bonsai is when you're ready to jump off a cliff, or in Hawaii, when you surf and you surf the pipeline, before you take off, you just go, Bonsai! And basically, it's to bring good luck, okay? So Bonsai will bring Allie and Ian the most luck.
Growing up, Allison, you could say, it was safe to say she was somewhat of a peculiar child. And certainly very passionate one from a young age. And now Allie's interests weren't really the typical, they were really all your own. For example, Allie, there was a period of time where she wanted to be a spider scientist. Another period of time where Allie wanted to be able to live off the land, so she would attempt to forage for food in our backyard, which basically meant her eating chives in our dad's garden. So as Allie's older sister, I was watching Ian's every move, really trying to figure out this guy, if he was the right one for her. But when I saw you two together, there was this comfortability, there was this knowing, there was this feeling that you guys were at home with one another. To Allie and Ian, congratulations, and Ian, welcome to the family. Cheers.
But what can I say, about Ian? You've been my best friend, and you're the greatest guy I know. Thought we'd go out for a nice, lovely dinner. Thought, let's rile Ian up a little bit. Let's start talking crap on Ohio State football. After a few minutes of claiming, they cheated to win the national championship against Miami, Ian had finally had enough. He slams his beer down, spills it all over the place, stands up, points his finger at Ryan and I, and yells at the top of his lungs, "We crossed the line." The mariachi band stopped playing. The entire restaurant is staring at you. A tall, dark-haired, not sober American yelling stuff about Ohio State football that nobody really actually cares about. When you love something, you love it wholly, passionately, and you'll never let it go. You protect what you love most. Allie, you are what Ian loves most. And I think I speak for myself and the Lindemans. Thank you for taking him off of our hands.
What shall I say?
Bonsai.
Oh. Everyone invited. I'm the hostess with the mostest. I love you all. Bonsai!